Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to some more Konquest mode. Now, no, this is not the same profile we were using. Fun story before I get into this one. I actually recorded 3 Konquest playthroughs, not realizing my mic wasn't plugged in. So we're using one of my other profiles that already has one of these characters not taken care of so far. So, we're going to be doing Kitana today for our Konquest mode. And oh boy. Hope you guys are enjoying the arcade playthroughs, and thank you to everyone subbed as well. I really appreciate it quite a bit. Alright. So, Kitana has for many years been at war with the Emperor Shao Kahn. She has proven herself to be a great leader and diplomat after allying with the Shokans in a massive strike against the Emperor and his armies. Though she is a great warrior, it is her grace in combat that you must learn to emulate. Brute strength alone will not win the fight. The Eagle Claw system of Kung Fu used by Kitana originated in southern China during the Sung Dynasty around the year 2050 AD. It was brought to Outworld a few centuries later by an unnamed martial arts master. So yeah, I absolutely love Kitana. She's one of my favorite characters in the series, and just in this game alone, she's just fantastic. So years ago, Kitana had used her skills of negotiation to bring about a truce between Prince Goro and Kung Lao. And yeah, that's actually a reference to MK4's story. That's actually Kung Lao's MK Gold ending. Practice Kitana's Eagle Claw basic high attacks with Kung Lao. So, if you have seen the arcade playthroughs, I recommend watching those to get a more realistic approach of how to actually play as the characters. But yeah, man, Kitana is one of my favorite characters. The Eagle Claw is just devastating. Bagua is just super fast. It's awesome. Kitana's Eagle Claw lifting kick pop-up allows her to pop her opponent into the air long enough to execute another attack. So, this is actually one of the better moves in Eagle Claw. It's very, very fast. It's actually way faster than her Bagua up 3. Well done, now execute Kitana's lifting kick pop-up attack, and while Kung Lao is still in the air, execute 2 more lifting kick pop-up attacks to juggle him. So yeah, this is a very, very solid juggle move. It's actually just fantastic. It's just so devastating. It's good to get the opponent in the air and do a fan lift with as well. Excellent! Kitana uses her Eagle Claw low attacks to keep her opponent on edge. By alternating between her high and low attacks, her opponent never knows where her attack will come from next. So, I will say this, her low game in this stance is actually just not very good. If you're going to use low stance, use Bagua. It's just not as good. Kitana's sidestep claw 3D attack, serves to confuse her opponents as well as inflict damage. It is also a very useful dodge or escape move. Now, I'm gonna be real, I've never really been a fan of this move. I don't really see myself using it very often, but if you like it, more power to you, man. It's just not my cup of tea. While in the Eagle Claw fighting style, Kitana can shove a blocking opponent. This move is useful to push away a blocking opponent. So yeah, another reason Kitana is a very, very good character in this game is she also has a shove, which can break a block, which the AI does constantly. And if it does actually somehow whiff it, you can always follow up with a throw like you saw me just do. So Eagle Claw is just a fantastic system to fight in. It's probably my favorite out of all of her, styles. I can't remember who has it in MK Deception, but I can't wait to play that as well. Princess Kitana was at war with the Emperor of Outworld, Shao Kahn. She had joined forces with Prince Goro of the Shokan and was effectively confronting Kano's troops. Although victory seemed attainable, Kitana did not know how long her troops could sustain the attack. Bagua Zhan, translated to 8 trigram palm, is a relatively new Chinese martial art, having been developed in the late 1800s. Bagua Zhang has developed by Dong Haishuan, a Taoist of the Lung Men Dragon Gate sect. The circular movements of the art are attributed to the circular chanting meditations done by the Lung Men sect. Starting in the early 1900s, Bagua Zhang has been associated with Hong Sing Yi. I don't know. I'm American. I'm allowed to screw up my other pronunciations. But I do speak Spanish, so there's that. Execute Kitana's Bagua high attacks on Shao Kahn's General Kano. It's strange that, they didn't have Rico in this game. I think if he actually was in this game, I bet people would actually appreciate him a lot more. He's not my favorite character from MK4, but he's probably the most interesting, I guess. While in the Bagua fighting style, Kitana can do 2 pop-up attacks called Hammer Palm Strike and Horse Kick. So, This one is actually very, very good. This is probably the better of her two pop-up attacks in this style. Good! Now execute Kitana's Hammer Palm Strike pop-up attack, and then while Kano is still in the air, execute the Hammer Palm Strike 2 more times to juggle him. So this is actually a pretty good juggle. I just feel like it's very finicky. Sometimes I tend to drop it if I'm trying to do that. I'd rather just follow up with a combo if I'm honest. Next you will try that same attack with the Horse Kick pop-up. Pop Kano into the air with the Kitana's Horse Kick pop-up, and then, while Kano is still in the air, execute the Horse Kick 2 more times to juggle him. So this one, it does look very similar to her Eagle Claw one, but trust me, it's got a hell of a lot longer wind-up on it, so I really don't recommend it. It's still viable if you're in Bagua, though, and you gotta get away. Well done, now for Kitana's basic Bagua low attacks. Kitana uses these attacks to confuse her opponent. So this, like I said, is the much safer, much faster low game. If you're gonna play low, play in Bagua, by the way. To quickly distance herself from opponent, Kitana can use with a... Jesus, I just lost English there. Kitana can escape with a Bagua backflip. Specifically, the Bagua backflip. I can't tell if that's actually a real martial arts thing, but basically Kitana does have a very good moveset. She does have that advantage of having a shove and an escape move, which is just fantastic, and you can set up for a lot of stuff against another player. I quite love her as a character. She's just fantastic. The base camp of Kitana's military force was hidden in a valley of the eastern side of the Outworld Plains. Further to the east were the vampire people. Occasionally, lookouts could spot a female vampire watching the camp from a rocky outcropping. All attempts to capture the vampire proved to be futile. Kitana is renowned throughout Edenia for her proficiency in the Steel Fan's fighting style. So, I'm gonna be real here. I really don't use Steel Fan very often in actual fights. I just don't find it very effective. Attack the Vampire Natara with Kitana's Steel Fan high attacks. So, they do look really cool. I'm not gonna lie, she has one of the coolest looking fighting style, like, weapons, but they're just not very practical, I feel. Even though they look really good, I don't know. Kitana can perform a pop-up attack on her opponents with her Steel Fans called the Sky Strike. So, this one I tend to actually whiff a lot, because I end up jumping like an idiot. But it is pretty effective. It's a very kind of medium range, medium speed attack. Execute the Steel Fan's Sky Strike pop-up attack, and then, while Natara is still in the air, execute 2 more. So, you can see what I mean. It's just... it's not a bad juggle. It's just, I feel like I have to move forward to prevent myself from whiffing if I'm gonna do it. I don't know. It's not bad, though. It's not too terrible. Attack Natara with Kitana's Steel Fan low attacks. So, this is one, you can see what I mean why I said her low game isn't very good. All the low attacks just have this really long, like, wind-up animation. Makes it really easy to get hit when you're doing them. Adding versatility to Kitana's Steel Fan's fighting style is a sidestep swing. Acts as both an evasive move and an offensive move. So, yeah, this move I really don't do very often. It is unique to Kitana because she's the only character in the game that can actually throw her weapon, which is interesting. I guess it's a throwback to the old games. Kitana can impale her Steel Fans into her opponent to slowly drain life force. Once the Steel Fans are impaled, however, she cannot retrieve them and can no longer fight in the Steel Fan style. Also, you cannot actually use your, like, fan lift attack either, so I really don't ever recommend using the impale on them, honestly. I just don't find them very effective in a real fight. They're okay to combo into, but I don't know. I've just never been a fan of them. They're cool, though. The combined forces of Kitana and Goro made one last push against Kano's troops, but were unsuccessful in breaching his line of defense. Though Kano's army was fewer in number than the united armies of Edenia and the Shokan, it seemed as though they were being strengthened by some unseen force. Tragically, near the end of the skirmish, Prince Goro was fatally injured. His men brought him back to the encampment where Kitana stayed by his side until he passed. So yeah, Goro was actually an interesting character in the original timeline, which is, in my opinion, the only timeline. But yeah, they basically didn't just turn him into Broody Bastard, which I hate what they did with him later on. By combining multiple strikes into one long attack, Kitana can more effectively combat her opponents. Attack Kano with Kitana's Eagle Claw combos before time runs out. So, Eagle Claw is just fucking devastating. This combo right here, Pucker Up, there's a variation of that I do quite a bit. If you actually watch my arcade playthroughs, which I hope you do, you'll also see how I effectively use that. Well done, but Kano was not defeated yet. Execute these more advanced combos. So this one as well is pretty okay, but I don't really use it. This one, never really use. And Broken Talon, I just never really use it. I'm just amazed they don't show you the 1-3-3 up 3. That's the most effective combo in Eagle Claw, in my opinion. It's just really damn devastating. It gets the opponent in the air. It just does pretty solid damage. It's a high kind of mid attack. It's great. Much to Kitana's disbelief, Kano's forces retreated. Word started to spread that the Emperor Shao Kahn had been slain by unknown assassins. It was seemed as though Kitana had won. So, yeah, this is why I think Kitana had a hell of a lot better story, at least, in the 3D era, compared to just her being a satellite character in the other games. Attack Kano with Kitana's Bagua combos 2 times. Okay, so this is actually one of her best combos in the entire game. You can see it just tracks really well, and it does solid damage. I love the Bagua combo. There's only like one in there. Kano is far from surrendering. You must utilize Kitana's more advanced Steel Fan combos to defeat him. So, that one's not too bad. That one's good for getting distance. This is just good damage. You can see without a wall, it's just a good 15%. Forgotten's good to pop up into, and then Royal Pain is good to just push away. So her fan style isn't bad, and the Forever one is also pretty good too. So those are all fairly decent combos she's got. Like I said, if you really want to see me play the character uninterrupted, I strongly just recommend watching my arcade playthroughs for all the characters. I do those first to get a feel for Conquest mode as well. Plus, it's just more fun. I like to practice with the character. While returning to the portal back to Edenia, Kitana happened upon Kung Lao, who was traveling alone. It was through Kung Lao that she learned of the Deadly Alliance and the death of Liu Kang at the hands of Shang Tsung. It seemed that her return home would have to wait. So, yeah, clearly, if you don't know, she and Liu Kang had a unwritten relationship, I guess. It's a lot better than the cringy shit they do with it in, like, the later games, where they're like, "Ooh, they kissed? Ooh." This is why I think MK suffers from, like, romantic arcs, because they just seem really shitty. Practice Kitana's pretty kick with Kung Lao to prepare for the battle to come. So this is absolutely one of the best moves in the game. It's a very simple input, and it also is a very good way of just putting pressure on an opponent. So you can see what I mean. Like, if the opponent's just standing still, you can hit them. If they're blocking, it's good chip damage. It's fast. It's just very solid. And you can also evade if an opponent hits low on that strike too, because you'll be above them. So it's a very, very solid attack, and also you can transfer into it with Fan Lift as well for just a really quick combo. It's just fantastic. As Kitana's army was breaking camp, there was a loud ruckus of combat from the northern flank. A reptilian creature was angrily attacking her men. Though her soldiers were able fighters, they were no match for the savage creature and were easily taken down. Kitana had to move quickly to prevent further harm and destruction. So, yeah, of course we're going to go into the most effective move probably in the entire game. So, Kitana immobilized the beast with her Fan Lift move. Attack the reptilian creature with Kitana's Fan Lift 3 times. Hi Frampt, how you doing? So, Fan Lift is absolutely one of the best moves in the game. But be warned, I mean, you can actually... I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So, if you do this, that actually resets and then lowers the damage, so you cannot just do insanely long combos. It does not allow you to do that. The reptilian creature has now focused its attention on you. Levitate it with Kitana's Fan Lift 3 more times. So, yeah, you can see what I mean. It's just very effective. It does have a timer, so you can't just keep spamming it over and over. It does limit you from doing, like, insanely long combos. That was actually an issue back in MK2. Kitana was obscenely broken in early revisions. You could just Fan Lift opponents basically for infinites. She was one of the first characters to actually pull off combos, like, effectively. It's weird, she was just insanely overpowered in MK2. The reptilian creature had fled to the east, and Kitana's camp was secure once more. She gave her military commanders order to remain at the camp until she returned from an excursion with Kung Lao. They were both in need of special martial arts training from the Outworld master, Bo Rai Cho. Once they found Bo Rai Cho, he trained them in the fighting techniques they wished to learn. Kitana's training encompassed style branch attack combos. When she learned to combine her fighting styles into one long attack combination, her combative effectiveness increased. So yeah, I also like how Bo Rai Cho has always been, like, the shit-on character, but, like, Frampt, come here. Quit being so whiny. Practice a style branch combo called Lost Love that starts in Kitana's Eagle Claw fighting style and ends in her Bagua. So, I normally don't do that combo because it doesn't seem to like register very well, I noticed, but I don't know. This combo is finicky. Oh shit, you can see why. That low attack has to hit perfectly. There we go. You can also follow that into with the 1-3-3 up like style as well. It's much more effective, you get more damage out. Now, Bo Raicho will test that you have learned. Execute the Lost Love style again. So you can see it's a very effective combo because you just pop them straight up into the air with the end of it. You can do fan lift to follow up with it and then just repeat for a very, very good combo. Like I said, that's one of the more effective ways to do it. Sometimes I switch into Bagua to get that nice combo out as well. I'm amazed they don't let you try that. Kitana and Kung Lao finally confronted the Deadly Alliance in Shang Tsung's palace. While Kung Lao faced off with Shang Tsung, Kitana engaged Quan Chi in mortal combat. The battle was intense. Kitana had never confronted an opponent quite like Quan Chi before and had to call upon all her martial arts training to defeat him. So yeah, some characters do have actual scripted fights in Conquest mode rather than just the palette, like, copy-paste of just doing these same techniques over and over, so... yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just a standard deathmatch. I actually quite like it. So you can see what I'm talking about here. Like, you can do some really, really fantastic shit when you're playing as Kitana. Like, she's honest to God one of my favorite characters. She's just so damn devastating. She has just wonderful moves. Like, you know what I mean. And you can also probably see why I generally try not to, like, commentate, because it's very difficult to commentate and play at the same time. Because especially with a game like this, where it's just so, I don't know, it's so focus intensive, it's very difficult to do. But yeah, I don't know what the AI's default difficulty is for Conquest mode. I have the game set straight to just medium because I don't want to play it on easy, because it's relatively quite simple to learn how to effectively beat the AI. It just takes a lot of practice. I find it actually easier when the AI is, like, on a harder difficulty. Oh, Jesus. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a lot easier than other games are. Oh, shit. I also haven't played in a few days, and keep in mind I did just do this, like, a few days ago, so I'm a little bit burned out. Not because of, like, MK. I actually really enjoy playing any MK game in general for the channel, because it's always... I can't stress enough, it's my favorite, well, before Doom became my favorite franchise, MK has always been my favorite. Fucking hell. I should be able to stun him. No. Shit. Shit! Oh, hell. I love I can do an entire gameplay of just perfect gameplay, but when it comes down to just this, I'm fucking it up really hard. Oh, Frampt, he's just sitting there by the door just looking at me like, why? Why? It's raining outside, man. It's been snowing for days, too. Thank God it's just rain today. Most impressive, you have learned much through your journey. You have mastered many fighting styles and beaten many opponents, but there is one opponent you still need to confront. It is one thing to defeat a foe that does not share your thoughts. It is a completely different situation when confronting a foe that can anticipate your every move. Your final test will be to face a mirror image of Kitana. If you can win 3 out of 5 matches, you will have completed your training. Good luck. So, yeah, I really think Kitana is just a fantastic character. Probably top tier in this game, I don't know.
Round 1. Fight!
So yeah, also, I haven't mentioned this yet, I really love her design in this game a lot. I think one thing I really enjoy is her primary costume more. It's because it just, I don't know, it looks more like MK2 and 3, and it just looks really cool. It's got a nice contrast of, like, blue and black, it's just the right amount. Her alternate outfit I actually really like. Like, you can see how toned she is, like her abs, you can see her back muscles are really trimmed too. Like, I love the style that her shoes are in as well. Like, I like the fact that the top of the dress part is just like this mixture of kind of a formal wedding dress looking style and then like a leotard, and it's got that like cool string style on the side. And I even like the fact that it's got gold highlights. Now, you're gonna think I'm a complete weirdo for this, but I just don't like the fact that it's purple. I know that's really stupid, but I think, I don't know. The fact that it's not purple is what really turns me off. Like, I know that's stupid, but it's just her identity colors are like purple for Melina and then like blue for Kitana. I just think that's really weird. Let's see if I can actually not fuck up, though. So Kitana is just one of my favorite characters. I can't stress it enough. She's just super solid. Her combos are really fun. She's just a fun character to play as, too. But, you know, I think she was just really, really well made in this game. Everything about her combos being fun and just... I don't know. She's just super cool. I better not fuck this up. I'm gonna make myself look like a scrub if I do.
Kitana wins.
But like I say, normally I don't commentate and do this at the same time. But yeah, I really like that alternate design. Just other than the fact that it's purple and not blue. Like, I just think it looks really cool. She looks regal and yet, like, really cool like an assassin at the same time. I don't know. They did a really good job with the outfits in this game, I think, for the most part. There's a few that are just not very great. Like, they just don't look very interesting. But I always say, they really just nailed it with Kitana in this game. Like, every other game after, just kind of... Fucking hell. I gotta focus. That's the only problem here. Now you can see why I don't commentate either, like when I'm doing this. Because if I do, I just start to lose focus entirely. Fucking hell. There we go. So you can tell, though, just the general gist of how she plays. She's a very set-up and reset character. That's kind of how she's always played in the series as well. Oh my goodness. I hate how you can't... No, I think you can, actually. Let me check. I think you can go into the fan lift style. Or not the fan lift style, but you can go into, like... You know what I mean. I can't do this thing and that at the same time. It's just very difficult. And the fact that you have to do 3 rounds just... God, it just takes forever. Come on. Get a good low in there. There we go. Alright. And that's all the training with Kitana you have. Like I said, if you really want to get good with her, she's a very fun character to play as, and I always recommend looking at my arcade playthrough as well. So, yeah. That's pretty much how you play as her. And, I don't know. It's going to be kind of a weird one because I'm meant to go to another profile as well to do the next 2 characters I have planned out. That's going to be this one for you guys. I'll see you in the next one.